welcome our blood viewers to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights of tonight. A big evening at the UNFD to celebrate the promotion of women's rights in Djibouti. Third and fourth orphan sponsorship installment ceremony, Ministry of Waqf, Diwan Zakat. And in Gaza, on the international scene, pregnant mother and daughter killed in Israeli attack. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our museum, our beloved viewers. Under the auspice of the First Lady of Djibouti, President of the National Union of Djiboutian Women, Mrs. Khadra Mahmoud Haid, the Ministry of Women and Family, in collaboration with the National Union of Djibouti Women, organized an iftar and dinner yesterday evening, Thursday, in honor of the holy month of Ramadan and the celebration of International Women's Day. The event was attended by many parliament figures, including the Ministry of Women and Family, several female ministers and parliamentarians, as well as officials from the National Union of Djiboutian Women, led by the General Secretary of the Union. This event, held during the holy month of Ramadan, carried the message of International Women's Day, celebrated worldwide on 8th of March, highlighting the role of women in society and promoting their rights in various fields. Djiboutian Women's Association and representatives of civil society also participated in this occasion, which was dedicated to solidarity and participation. The event emphasized the importance of empowering women and supporting them to achieve a balance between their social, family, and professional roles. The ceremony also included cultural and awareness-raising segments on women's rights, as well as a communal dinner that brought attendees together in a unique spiritual and social atmosphere, adding a touch of joy and optimism to the event. It is worth noting that the National Union of Djibouti Women continues to organize events and activities aimed at enhancing the role of women in society, especially on occasions that combine religious and humanitarian values, such as Ramadan and International Women's Day. The occasion was enlivened by religious hymns and poems performed by the National Police Band. Let's watch. For her part, the Minister of Women and Family, Mrs. Muna Usman Adan, praised the active role of Djiboutian women in building society, stressing the need to enhance their stature and support them to achieve more accomplishments in various fields. In an humanitarian atmosphere filled with values of solidarity and compassion, the People's Palace witnessed a ceremony yesterday, Thursday, dedicated to distributing the third and fourth batches of orphan sponsorships for the year 2024, under the patronage of the Minister of Islamic Affairs and Endowments, Mr. Mumin Hassan Bari. The ceremony, organized as usual by the Zakat Office, was attended by many prominent figures, including the Minister of Commerce and Tourism, Mr. Mohammed Orsan Madiriye, the General Director of the Zakat Office, Mr. Suleiman Hassan Mu'min, and Sheikh Mohammed Abdul Saeed, a member of the Office Board of Directors, alongside senior officials from the Ministry of Islamic Affairs and Endowments, as well as representatives of public initiative institutions participating in supporting this humanitarian initiative. During the ceremony, the third and fourth batches of sponsorships were distributed to orphans in the Balbala municipality, numbering over 400 orphans, with each orphan receiving an amount of 30,000 Djiboutian francs. This new distribution coincided with the beginning of the last 10 days of the holy month of Ramadan and the approach of Eid al-Fitr as part of the ongoing efforts of the Zakat Office to provide a dignified life for these orphans, who are among the most vulnerable segments of society in need of care and compassion. Attendees also watched a visual presentation highlighting the major sponsors, especially public and private institutions that contribute significantly to supporting the orphan sponsorship project launched by the President of the Republic, Mr. Ismail Omar Gelle, in 2007. For his part, the Minister of Islamic Affairs and Endowments, Mr. Mu'min Hassan Bari, confirmed in his speech during the ceremony that the Orphan Sponsorship Project is not merely a charitable initiative but represents a noble humanitarian message and a prophetic tradition embodied in tangible reality, restoring hope to orphans and illuminating their path to the future. The Minister of Islamic Affairs and Endowments, who sponsored the event, also called on sponsors, both individuals and institutions, to redouble their efforts in supporting orphans, especially during these blessed days, due to the profound impact that this has in alleviating the suffering of this vulnerable group and enhancing their care and attention. The occasion culminated in the distribution of the third and fourth batches of orphan sponsorship for 2024, with each orphan in the Balbala municipality in Djibouti City receiving 30,000 Djiboutian francs. This aimed to enable them to purchase 8 clothes, in a step intended to bring joy and happiness to their hearts and involve them in a festive atmosphere with their families and peers. This humanitarian move was widely praised by attendees, as it was considered a vivid embodiment of the spirit of giving and compassion that prevails in Djiboutian society. It also reflected the permanent role played by this national institution in empowering orphans and giving them the opportunity to build a brighter future. This step also highlighted that this caring for this group of orphans is not just a social duty, but part of a deep commitment to achieving social justice. It is worth noting that the Zakat Office continues its efforts to attract more institutions and individuals to contribute to supporting the Orphan Sponsorship Project, reinforcing the principle of social solidarity, which the office considers one of the fundamental pillars ensuring the stability and prosperity of society. This event served as a living testimony to the importance of combining official and community efforts in caring for orphans and securing their basic needs. Distribution also sent a strong and impactful message of solidarity, emphasizing that Djiboutian society does not forget its needy children but stands by them in difficult times and works hard to secure a dignified life and a better future for them. Moving on, a high-level Djiboutian delegation led by the Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hibo Mumin Asowi, participated today, Friday, in Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital, in the second edition of the East African Cultural and Artistic Festival under the slogan of Art and Culture for Regional Integration, which brought together 10 participating countries, including Ethiopia, Burundi, Djibouti, Rwanda, Somalia, Sudan, South Sudan, Uganda, Tanzania, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Djiboutian delegation included the first consular of the Djiboutian embassy in Ethiopia, Mr. Musa Jama Ali, the technical advisor, Mrs. Medina Saleh Ali, and the director of culture, Mrs. Fatuma Abdi Ise, in addition to visual arts, painters, craftsmen, singers, and traditional dance troupes, among others, totaling over 20 individuals who loudly represented the cultural richness and artistic diversity of the Republic of Djibouti. For her part, Djibouti's Minister Dr. Hibo Moumen Assowe extensively emphasized the need to promote cultural identities, preserve and transmit heritage, and the impact of culture on sustainable development. Let's listen to him.
Immense joy and profound honor that I speak today at this East Africa Culture and Artistic Festival, a gathering that is both symbolic and essential for our region. I would like to express my sincere thanks to the organizer, the Ethiopian government, and all the team who have worked tirelessly to make this event a reality. We are gathered here not only to celebrate our rich cultural heritage, but also to strengthen the bonds that unite our countries, our peoples, and our histories. As the Minister of Youth and Culture of Djibouti, I proudly acknowledge the diversity that makes our continent beautiful. Today, we celebrate a peaceful rise of Ethiopia, a strong symbol for unity, solidarity, and collaboration among the countries of East Africa. This festival not only highlights the richness of our art and culture, but also serves as a platform of creative expression, the exchange of ideas and innovation. We have the opportunity to show the world that East Africa is a dynamic crossroads of talent, initiative, and vibrant cultures. Our dances, our traditional dances, our music, our cuisine, our craft are just a few facets that illustrate the richness of our diversity. They are elements and vector of development and opportunity. By the showcasing our artists and creators, we pave the way for a future where culture is not only a heritage to preserve, but a true economic force driving sustainable development. Thank you all. May the festival be an unforgettable moment of sharing and celebrating our beautiful East Africa and Africa. Long life culture, long life East Africa, long life Africa. Thank you for your attention.
The Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training launched a large-scale awareness campaign on the prevention of HIV/AIDS and sexually transmitted diseases. This initiative was implemented in general and technical secondary schools in Balbala municipality, aiming to inform and educate young people about the risks associated with these diseases. This campaign was coordinated in collaboration with the Yunus Tusa Center and the Health Promotion Department, mobilizing students selected by their institutions to act as ambassadors to their classmates. Through interactive educational sessions, these young people were trained on good prevention practices and methods of transmission of sexually transmitted diseases. Their mission will be to convey these essential messages within their school community. In addition to awareness activities, voluntary and anonymous screenings were offered to students, aiming to promote a proactive approach and greater awareness of public health issues. This initiative aims to encourage collective commitment to the prevention and control of HIV, AIDS, and sexually transmitted diseases. After receiving important information and conducting an in-depth investigation, elements of the National Gendarmerie in the Sheikh Musa detachment arrested a suspected network for forging official documents. Investigators raided an internet cafe located in Balbala where they discovered that forged official documents were being produced. During this operation, several data storage devices were seized, revealing the existence of over 1,500 forged documents of various types. The suspect was arrested for committing these acts, presented before the court, and a judicial investigation was opened, after which he was placed in Gabon civil prison. The investigations will continue under the supervision of the investigating judge assigned to the case, aiming to shed light on all activities of this network. We remind you that the use of forged documents constitutes a criminal offense punishable severely under Djiboutian law, and the National Gendarmerie remains committed to combating all forms of crimes. During the whole month, Muslims intensify their worship and everything undergoes noticeable change. Somalis show great solidarity with vulnerable and needy groups, especially those who do not have enough food for iftar. Commercial activity sees a noticeable revival with increased demand for various food items, especially dates, which are widely consumed during Ramadan, as well as Eid clothes, which are heavily imported in the last days of the holy month through the port of Mogadishu. Aimed this reality, poor families receive significant support to secure iftar meals, with extensive efforts made to assist them. Here, for example, a restaurant that normally operates as usual, but its owner, Muhammad Yusuf, ensures that every Ramadan it is transformed into a charity center, providing free iftar meals to those who cannot afford food. At Maghrib time, after performing the prayer, the needy benefit from the tables of mercy supervised by generous benefactors. For this part, senior state official participates in communal iftar meals with various segments for society, including scholars, women, and youth. As for the security forces, they are the most important elements after guard in securing the atmosphere of fasting and iftar for citizens, especially as the country faces threats from terrorist groups targeting both civilians and the government. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, the Israeli war has shattered the dreams of many in Gaza, targeting some in the mother's wombs. The latest of whom in Afnan al-Ghannam, who lost her life along with her fetus and infant in an Israeli bombardment. The tragic stories coming from Gaza hardly stop, as each day of war brings numerous news of many murders and wounded whom the debilitated hospitals struggle to treat. Returning to Afnan, reports confirm that she gave birth to her first child during the war, 13 months ago, 1 year and a month, while the family was still living in their home, and she was about to give birth again in spring. Well, by this, our blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more as usual. Have a wonderful evening and take care.